I even had a young bachur, guy that had a good HaShkafa, good head on his shoulders, learned for many years, fell for the trap recently. And he says to me, listen, Rabbi, I know that he's a kufar and he says things that are against the Torah, but you know that some things that he says are true. So maybe we could take the truth and just discount the lies, as if such a thing is permissible. It's like saying, I know that the water has some poison in it, but maybe if I just drink with leaning to the side, I will just get the good water, the clean water, and the poisonous water will stay behind. The Gemara in Masechet Moed Katan says clearly, if your rabbi does not have the midot of a malach, meaning the midah of emet, if he's not true to the Torah, if he does not change the Torah and distort it, if he is a liar, you cannot listen to him. You cannot learn from him anything. In fact, Rabbi Eliezer ben Holkinos, the rabbi of Rabbi Akiva, one time laughed at what a heretic said. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu almost killed him for it. Gemara Masechet Avodah Zarah. We bring sources. We don't make up anything. Do you know why? Because that's part of emet. The Mishnah in Masechet Avot brings a teaching, a foundational teachings of the Torah that saved the Jewish people. We just completed an extraordinary holiday of Pesach that was preceded by Purim. Many people read, or at least hear, the Megillat Esther, but they don't realize the Megillat Esther is one of the most important events that ever happened to the Jewish people. Not only because it saved the Jewish people from Hitler of its time, but also because they were saved because of truth. The Mishnah in Masechet Avot says the following. When Mordechai saw the two wicked servants of Achashverosh planned to kill him, Bigtan and Teresh were their names. They didn't know he speaks their language. The Sanhedrin, which Mordechai was one of them, was number 4 in the Sanhedrin. They knew 70 languages. That was one of the prerequisites of being in a Sanhedrin. The Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin gives the details of what it takes to be part of the Sanhedrin. One of them is that you needed to know 70 languages, meaning all of the languages. Because whoever came to present the case would come from different parts of the world, and you cannot believe a translator, an interpreter. You have to know what he's saying from his language. If you don't understand it, there's no way you can judge it. Because what if the interpreter is lying? So each member of the Sanhedrin had to know 70 languages. Of course, Bigtan and Teresh did not know that Mordechai knows this language. So he heard them planning to kill Achashverosh. And he went and he told Esther. Why did he tell Esther? Achashverosh was an anti-Semite. Achashverosh is not a friend of the Jews. Because Achashverosh was in a position of power. And the Mishnah in Masechet Avot also says, the Jewish people pray for the well-being of the leadership of the countries they reside in. Why? Because if it wasn't for the leadership, people will eat each other alive. So even though sometimes the leadership, and most of the times, the leadership picks on the Jews and issues decrees against them, we still don't have the permission to go against the leaders of the countries we reside in. Because if it wasn't for them, people would eat each other in the streets, including us, meaning the matters will be much worse. This is also a warning to all of these lefty liberal Jews that go against the government here in America or in Israel or anywhere else that you're living in. You have no permission to do that. You don't like the country? Leave. You don't like the government? Leave. Or stay silent. But you certainly can't speak out against it. Needless to say, caused them problems of all kinds. Mordechai knew this. And he went and he warned the king. How? By telling Esther. Now Esther is the wife of the king. she can easily say to the king, my dear husband, to show you my loyalty and my love, I just found out that these two servants you have are planning to kill you. The end. And that would be the story. The king would find out, confirm, kill these two people, and that's the end. If she would have done that, there would be no Am Yisrael today. And the Mishnah says, the reason is, because she said it in the name of Mordechai, meaning that she found this information from Mordechai. The law of the land was that you had to write anyone that did good to the king in the book of memories, so the king could repay him one day. So Mordechai's name went into the book of memories. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu made sure that he didn't get the reward right away. Today, anyone that does anything good for any king, any royalty, any person of power, you find their wallet, you're probably going to get a reward right away on the spot. Strangely, Mordechai just saved the king's life, but he doesn't get a reward for a while. Nothing happens. As if he forgot. He didn't forget. HaKadosh Baruch Hu made sure it's put on the side. The emet was buried until it eventually grows at the right time. And the right time was later on, after Haman was at its peak. The decree was issued to go kill the Jews. And it was only a matter of time before all of this was going to happen. And one day the king cannot sleep. As the Zohar Kadosh says, there was an angel constantly pushing him to wake him up, throwing him off the bed. He gets out of bed and he asks for something to do. So let me read the book of memories that I have, see if I owe anybody anything. And even though the son of Haman, one of them, was in charge of the book and was trying to skip the name of Mordechai and erase it, Hashem sent an angel to keep rewriting it, and every name appear Mordechai. And when the king noticed that this son of Haman, Yimach Shemo, was trying to skip, he said, read me right now what you have in front of you. And decreed upon him to tell him the truth. When he read him the name of Mordechai, the rest of the story we all know. That's when the blessing of the salvation came to life. From there, the Mishnah in Masechet Avot says, when somebody says a teachings in the name of the source of where they got it from, they bring salvation to the world. They bring Mashiach closer. And thereby also teaching us that when someone says something, a teaching of Torah, a teaching of anything, without bringing the source, it's not just questionable, it's not something that's peculiar, but if it's a teaching of Torah, it is delaying the Mashiach. It's delaying the salvation, because it appears as if there's either no source and therefore it's a lie, or you're stealing the source and pretending as if it's yours. And therefore delaying, another sin, delaying the Mashiach. So we see from here, Rabotai, that truth is not just something that's suggested to the Jewish people. It's not just something that is exemplary with HaKadosh Baruch Hu as his signature, exemplary with Yaakov Avinu as this is his main thing. This is the foundation of Torah. This is in fact the only way the Jewish people have survived. And so long as we allow the lies to continue from false teachers, from false leaders, we ourselves are putting the weapons in Esav's hands to kill us. We ourselves are putting the poison in Esav's hands to poison us. Allowing the liars to continue to lead is not just a risk for the people that listen to him. It's a risk for the entire nation. It's a risk for the entire world. Now I know there's going to be some people that say this is exaggerated, this is too much. Give me a source for what you said, because you just got a bunch that support everything that we just said.